Hi there, everyone. Happy Tuesday. King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon here with you on a cloudier and a cooler Tuesday. All in all, though, still pretty comfortable. A bit breezy out there, too, at times here throughout our Tuesday afternoon. As we head into the evening, winds will start to die down a bit. We are going to see some clearing on the way again heading into the day on Wednesday, but it looks like it's going to be pretty similar to what we had today ahead for the day tomorrow, and then probably similar again once we head on into the weekend. Seafair weekend. Those Blue Angels, we're hoping that the forecast trends a bit sunnier and clearer as we head on into that time, but we'll get into that here in just a bit. First, wanted to get you through what happened today and show you that highs were cooler. We only saw more of the lower 70s and upper 60s across a lot of the region. Now, a bit warmer down that way around Puyallup, made it up to 79 degrees. And as far as the lows from this morning, we saw low 60s and upper 50s in a lot of spots. Cooler up that way around Friday Harbor and Port Angeles, down to 53 degrees. And tonight, I think we'll drop down maybe a little cooler as this air mass is going to settle on in. We'll warm up just a bit more as we head into tomorrow afternoon as we get up to 76 degrees and then up to around 80 for both Thursday and Friday. Looks like we'll be just under that mark on Thursday. Friday we'll get just above for the last day of July, and then heading into August, here we go. We started off on a cooler note with highs in the mid to lower 70s. Also a chance of some of those showers around again. Now we'll be heading into Seafair weekend, so we'll talk about that here in just a bit. First, wanted to show you your school net site down this way around Olympia, where you can see some areas of sunshine, but also noticing quite a bit of cloud coverage out there too. Also have noticed a little off towards the west and across the higher terrain, a bit more of those blue skies. Beautiful to look at that, while here at Granite Falls, it's been a bit more cloudy here into more the latter part of Tuesday. Port Angeles also a lot more cloudy here. Again, we get away from some of the higher terrain and you do see more of the clouds that are firmly in place. Tacoma, you can see the low clouds around the area here, and then also heading into Everett, some clouds around, but also a little more of that sunshine up this way across more of South Sound. All right, as we head on to the evening here in Seattle, cloudy skies, temperatures in the low 70s, winds coming in at about 13 miles per hour. That does not include some of the gusts that have been just a bit stronger from time to time with this weak disturbance that's been pushing its way on through. We'll cool down into the night and we'll find our way into the 50s for those overnight lows. Quite a change, though, from at this point yesterday. We're talking at about 4 to 5 o'clock here into more of your Tuesday afternoon. And so that drops us by about 5 to 10, closer to 15 degrees at a few spots, which puts us down closer to about more of the lower 70s and the mid 60s even around Tacoma, 64 degrees after quite the warm day yesterday. Here's a look at radar. You can see that we are noticing just a few of those sprinkles out there. Really not a whole lot to get excited about at all. And that system, all it's doing is really just kicking up just a few of those sprinkles, and it's also kicking up a bit more wind across the eastern side of the mountains, which is not good news because it's over that way where we do have our fires across that side of the state, and it's also where with that increased wind, you're going to be talking about an increase in elevated fire risk over there. We do have that until 9 p.m. tonight with that red flag warning shaded in the pink. Some relatively low humidity in the air as well, and also in those gray shaded areas, air quality alerts. So eastern side of the state definitely still dealing with more of the brunt of summer, while here west of the Cascades, it's been a pretty decent day. Just a bit more of that cloud coverage across the area, and we'll expect that throughout the night and then into the day for tomorrow too, especially early on into your Wednesday before clouds do give way to a little more sunshine and definitely more clear skies by tomorrow evening. Then we do expect to see clouds to start us off heading into the day on Thursday. A little more sunshine by the afternoon, and you can see that rain just off of the coast right there. That system eventually going to be finding its way in here for the weekend, and that's the one that we're going to be keeping an eye out for as we head on into Seafair weekend. But I think for Friday, we're going to keep things pretty clear and sunny, and that should warm things up for us quite nicely. As far as rainfall here for the remainder of this evening and throughout the night, maybe a tenth of an inch up that way around Stevens Pass, but not really going to squeeze out a lot of moisture at all from this current system. And then the next one that you can see later on into the week kind of comes in a similar fashion, helps to bring in more steadier rainfall for areas farther to the north across Vancouver Island and into BC. That will eventually find its way across parts of western Washington. Not much headway eastward with that rainfall across the eastern side of the state, but we'll at least get a little rain with that here across more of western Washington, and then see that depart out of here, and maybe another kick up in some of that wind too as we head on into more of the day on Saturday, which for eastern Washington we're talking about again an elevated fire risk to go along with that, which is not the greatest of news. But off towards the west, you can see that area of low pressure kind of stays out over the Pacific. That might give way to a little more of a ridge building up across our area as we head later on into next week. But we'll see what happens with that. If that were to occur, where we'll be talking about some warmer temperatures coming back to the area here. Now, as far as Seafair weekend, this is what we have so far. Friday, going to be the warmer day out ahead of that disturbance, mainly sunny skies and temperatures in the lower 80s. And then we do take a drop in our temperatures from the lower 80s into more the mid to lower 70s as we head on into the weekend. A lower cloud deck, not the greatest for those Blue Angels here. So again, we'll hope to see if things do change up a bit with that, and we'll hopefully be able to get some clearer skies as we head on into that time. But it's not going to be a heat wave by any means. It's definitely going to be cooler, but we just need to get the clouds out of here with the cooler conditions. All right, here we go. Later on into the night, we're going to see temperatures drop down between the low to mid 50s in a lot of spots, maybe even some 40s as we head into early tomorrow morning. And then highs heading into Wednesday, 71 in Blaine there, 74 in Mount Vernon. Over the islands, 60s more so there around more of Orcas Island, the San Juans, down this way around Camano and Whidbey Island as well, 72 in Clinton, 73 in Linwood. Will top off in the mid to upper 70s for areas such as Seattle and Renton. 79 in Auburn tomorrow with 73 over towards Bainbridge Island. 78 in Tacoma with 80s possible around Puyallup. Again, should be a little more sunny as you head farther to the south, and we'll keep an eye out for a sprinkler or two out towards the coast and out across more of the higher terrain, but I think that chance should generally be gone, but definitely going to be dealing with the cooler conditions hanging with us as we head on into the day for Wednesday. And then, yeah, we do give way to a little more of a warming trend for Thursday and Friday before things do cool down again heading into the weekend. And as far as the heat wave, well, nothing in sight yet. But as I mentioned, we'll be keeping an eye out as we head on into more the middle and latter part of next week, heading on into maybe the second half or into that first few days, the 5th through the 12th here into the month of August for the potential for maybe seeing things beginning to kick up with the heat. All right, everyone, well, take care. Have a terrific Tuesday night. We'll talk to you soon.